Rome.
To where?
Rome.
What Rome?
He means Rome, Georgia.
I feel better now.
Thank you.
That's all right, lady. I'll take you to the train in case anything
Oh,
happens.
he has recovered now. Well, you're very nice to offer help, but I can get along. Thank you.
Good evening, and welcome to Insomnia Theater. I'm Paul Gannis. Spellbound is a 1945 American psychological thriller directed by Alfred Hitchcock and starring Ingrid Bergman, Gregory Peck, and Michael Chekhov. It follows a psychoanalyst who falls in love with the new head of the Vermont hospital in which she works, only to find that he is an imposter suffering dissociative amnesia and potentially a murderer. The film is based on the 1927 novel The House of Dr. Edwards by Hilary St. George Saunders and John Palmer. Filming of Spellbound took place in the summer of 1944 in Vermont, Utah, and Los Angeles. Spellbound was released theatrically in New York City on Halloween 1945, after which its U.S. release expanded on December 28, 1945. The film received favorable reviews from critics and was a major box office success, grossing $6.4 million in the United States and breaking ticket sales records in London. The film was nominated for 6 Academy Awards, including for Best Picture and Best Director, and won in the category of Best Original Score. Spellbound was shot in black and white, except for 2 frames of bright red at the conclusion, where Dr. Murchison's gun is fired into the camera. Sorry, didn't give you the spoiler alert there. This detail was deleted in most 16mm and video formats, but was restored for the film's DVD release and subsequent airings on Turner Classic Movies. Parts of the film were shot in Alta, Utah, at the Alta Lodge and the Wasatch Ranch. The film's picnic sequence between Peck and Bergman's characters was filmed at the Cooper Ranch in Northridge, Los Angeles, while other sequences, such as the train depot scene, were filmed on the Universal Studios lot. Sir Alfred Hitchcock persuaded David O. Selznick to buy the rights to the novel for $40,000, a tidy sum in those days. Hitchcock had suggested Hidden Impulse as the original title, but studio secretary Ruth Rickman actually came up with the title Spellbound, which tested well in a pre-release survey, and the name stuck. Hitchcock's first choice for the role of John Valentine was Cary Grant. His second choice was Joseph Cotten. Producer David O. Selznick originally wanted Cotten, Dorothy McGuire, and Paul Lucas in the roles ultimately played by Gregory Peck, Ingrid Bergman, and Leo G. Carroll. He also briefly toyed with the idea of bringing Greta Garbo out of retirement to play the role of Dr. Constance Peterson. Interestingly, Hitchcock was disappointed with the limits of Peck's facial expressions. According to Peck in his memoir, "I couldn't produce the facial expressions that Hitch wanted. I didn't have the facility. He already had a preconception of what the expression ought to be on your face. He planned that as carefully as the camera angles." You see, Hitchcock was an outside fellow, and I had been trained in the Stanislavski method from the neighborhood playhouse, which means you work from the inside. Hitchcock's cameo appearance is a signature occurrence in almost all of his films. In Spellbound, he can be seen coming out of an elevator at the Empire State Hotel, carrying a violin case and smoking a cigarette, about 38 minutes into the film. Miklos Rosa's score in this movie inspired the career of movie composer Jerry Goldsmith, and Gregory Peck liked the score so much that in his last years, he used it in his one-man touring lecture show, An Evening with Gregory Peck. Newsweek's review evaluated the film as a superior and suspenseful melodrama. And in 2018, Jake Wilson of The Age put Spellbound on his top 5 list, observing, "Today, this seems above all a forward-thinking portrait of a woman battling for authority in a man's world." Until next time, this is Paul Gannis. To quote Dr. Alex Bruloff from the film, "Good night and happy dreams, which we will analyze at breakfast. The popcorn's hot. Enjoy the film."
Police have not given your name or case history to the papers. That must mean only one thing, that your name was not in Dr. Edwards' files. You were in an accident. Where was it? What happened to your hand? Your hand was burned. You've had an operation in the last 6 months. A skin graft, 3rd-degree burns. Your hand was burned. Where?
It hurts.
Try remembering.
My hand hurts.
Your hand is remembering. Open your mind and the pain will leave. Where did it happen?
I can't. It hurts.
What happened?
It's burning. My hand's burning.
Try to remember.